Hi guys, Matt Johnson here from the NWTF Mahoopany Creek chapter. We're getting ready for our spring gobbler season, which is our favorite time of the year. The sun's out, it's getting warm again, so we're warming up now. And part of the warm up is to practice your calls. And I've got my good friends here from Spur Chasers Turkey Calls, Bill and Chuck, and they're going to talk about their calls a little bit and what it takes to run a mouth call. This is by far the more advanced of the turkey calls that we use. So Bill and Chuck, I'll turn it over to you guys. You guys can...
Thank you. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, we're from Spur Chasers, and we just started a new company this year. I'll demonstrate how to get the basic sounds out with a mouth call. I'll pull out what I'm using is a 3-reed split V, one of our calls that we sell. And the idea with these calls it takes a lot of practice. You're not going to be an expert on it. The thing is to stay with it. To stay with the calling, because it takes years and years, and as you advance, you'll get better. And once you get to that level, it won't be hard to get back to that level, even if you don't practice a lot with them. But here's the 3-reed split V, and what you want to do is you want to keep the tab. There's a tab on it, and you have a cut in the call. You want to keep the cut up on top and the tab against your tongue. And what you want to do is your tongue acts like a valve. You're dropping your jaw. And as the jaw is dropping, you're huffing air out of your stomach, will give you a basic yelp coming out. And here, and I'll demonstrate it.
I think that's a pretty good point too, is it's not blowing from your mouth or your throat. You want to blow from your diaphragm.
Yeah, I'm huffing it right from out of here. I'm not bringing it from my throat. And what we'll do is I'll demonstrate it right here. I'm doing is basically I'm huffing it out of my diaphragm and using my tongue as a valve on the call, taking different pressures on and off, so you get the high end of the yelp dropping off into the raspy end of the yelp. So I get the high end flipping it over to the rasp, what turkeys really sound like. And it takes practice. But as you practice, you're going to get better. The thing is to remember, most people try to tell you huff it out of your throat. I'm telling you to huff it out of your diaphragm. That's where you're going to get the full yelp. You might want to start with your throat, but as you progress, start just practicing going like this, going. That's all I'm doing.
You want to huff it out.
I'm just basically huffing it right out of my diaphragm, and using my tongue as a valve, putting pressure on it, dropping my jaw, and that's how you get the high end and the low end of the yelp.
Nice.
Now for clucking, what you want to do is what I'm doing is I'm basically popping out 2 words, pick and puck. And it'll give you 2 different sounds of a cluck. And what I'll do is I'll demonstrate that. I'll start out slower, and then I'll bring it right into cutting, which is basically all it is fast clucking broken up more. So I'll start out with some clucking, and then I'll take it right into some cutting. Takes a lot of air. You start to run out of air, but what it is, like I said, I started out with just basic clucking, and I turned it into cutting just by breaking it up more and speeding it up. And that's how you go right from clucking right into cutting. The cutting might take you a little bit, you might to get more advanced in it, you might have to learn how to just basically cluck and then just speed it up a little bit to get into your cutting, to break it up more. Now if you want to do a fly down cackle, that's just basically speeding it up faster. If I'm a hen on a limb and I'm just waking up and I'm just giving some little light yelps in the morning, and then I'm getting ready to come out of the tree, I'll give you some really light soft clucks, and then I'll just turn it right over, pop, 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 right down to the ground, and I'll do a basic fly down cackle, what a hen would do in the morning. Now one of the harder calls to do, which will probably take you a little bit longer to learn, is the purring. Purring I mean, it takes some people years, some people really never get it on a mouth call, because there's two different ways you can do it. You can flutter your lips, which I can't do it that way. I basically gargle it out of my throat and use my tongue, you know, with the pressure up against the call, using it as a valve against it. And what I'll do is I'm just basically like gargling mouthwash in the back of your throat is all I'm doing with it. We'll demonstrate that right now.
And then, guys, I think this is one of the toughest calls to master, is to purr with a mouth call, but it is one of the most effective things in bringing one of those gobblers in close, especially one with tongue
Right.
up. Is that right?
Yes, when this is a basic call when you have gobblers in 50 yards, 60 yards, and you want to get them a little bit closer. You want to be either soft clucking or purring. You don't want to be hammering with a Yelp or cutting or anything like that.
Yeah, this is the one that might bring him in for you, so go ahead and show us what that's like, Bill. Real soft, real light. Sounds great.
That's all purring is, but purring takes a little bit more practice. It's not, I mean, it's probably one of the harder calls to learn how to do that, and probably the key run with a call. But if once you learn it and you learn what you're doing with it, and basically all I'm doing is, like I said, I'm just gargling like I'm gargling mouthwash in the back of my throat and using my tongue as a valve against the call, and just gargling it right out of my mouth.
Good stuff, yeah. Thank you, Bill. So if we wanted to get some of these calls, where can we find Spur Chaser turkey calls?
You can get them from Matt right here. Matt is on our pro staff. He will be glad to hook you up, or you can contact me or Charlie personally. My phone number is 570-772-3827, or you can get on our website, www.spurchasers.com. And there are 3 places you can get them, or you can get them from Kurt Maynard. He's also on our pro staff from Maynard's Outdoor Guide Service out of Towanda. You can get them from him too.
And there's a couple stores as well, Chuck, is that right?
Yeah, there's a store up in Mansfield, GNR Sporting Goods. There's one down in Northumberland, the Little Sportsman Shop, store in Benton, which is Thunder Ridge Outdoors, little shop in Iola called Gumpy's Store. They're pretty much the main stores right now we have them in, besides our website, and we have 7 different calls that we're actually selling right now. And all of our calls are all color coordinated, so if you want a blue call, which would be a 3-reed split V, one of our red calls is a 3-reed cutter, the green call is a 3-reed combo cut, an orange tape call is a bat wing, and then we also have small frame calls for the kids, and adults have small pallets that actually frame fits in their mouth a little better. We have, like I said, 7 different calls right now, and they're all ready for sale, and we're all ready for season.
So there you have it, guys. That's our mouth call demonstration from our friends at Spur Chaser Turkey Calls. Make sure you check them out online on the Facebook. Contact me if you're interested at all in those calls. And good luck this year, guys. Thank you very much for coming down to us.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for watching. NWTF, baby.
It's turkey time. These crazy birds are ruling my life. 24/7, 365. Spending my life chasing a dream.